Well, hello there, Amanda. What's on our podcast today?
The tribal drum is beating for It Certainly Wasn't Love at First Sight. Prince Albert, not the piercing, the royal, has said that when he first met the woman who is now Princess Charlene, his wife, it wasn't love at first sight. But what if it was dislike at first sight? What happens to those couples? I'm fascinated how it goes from, well, you're not my type, to actually falling in love. The tribal drum is beating for It Certainly Wasn't Love at First Sight.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. The North Sydney Bears in Perth. Does that pass the pub test?
Well, we had a feisty TikTok tucker today. You had your nasty pants on. You had your I'm perfect, I know everything, I
never
told
said those
you so
words.
pants
I
on.
just said
You
it's
said,
an
I told you
induction
so.
hot top. Are we using an induction rated
You said
fry
that.
pan?
You said that after we tried to cook it.
Well, you're trying to cook it and wasn't working.
So there's no-
Because I would just imagine that you would make sure the equipment
I would
worked.
imagine I'd do a show with someone nicer than you. Anyway, all of that is happening with TikTok tucker. Let's get this out of the way.
Enjoy the podcast.
Everybody online.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda. Miss Keller. Amanda. Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Hello, Amanda. How are you today?
Well, how are you?
Hallelujah. Jem Y. Ryan is back from his sickness.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
you
You
little
still sound a little bit sick in the schnoz.
Yeah, you said I looked weird.
I said you looked wan. Do you know what? I didn't say you looked weird. I did say that. I said you looked wan and weird,
Yeah.
which is my law firm.
You know what you look like?
What?
Wendell from The
Don't
Simpsons.
say that.
with a redder nose.
With a little...
It's Wendell with a red nose.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I feel okay. I just had a bit of a cough.
I know, and you can't be in here with a cough. But
No.
you can't be away every time you get a tickle in your throat either.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But it's good that you're back, bro. I
Yeah.
missed your little smiling face. And you know what? You're a nice antidote to the troubles in the world. Like, I was watching the news last night. How bad? Did you watch the news last night? Well, no wonder the poor guy at the ABC had a panic attack on air. The news is just dreadful.
Yeah, the news is terrible, and I haven't been able to watch the news.
It's just dreadful.
It is. You know what the antidote? Let me give you an antidote to
Please.
that. This is why I flicked
Other
through
than
these.
Ryan?
Other than that, I this morning saw this cute little picture that 55,000 tennis balls from Wimbledon are being upcycled into tiny homes for mice. Look at that. There's a picture of a little mouse. They cut a hole in the tennis ball and it's living in there. Its little face is hanging out. It's in a garden.
But mice.
That makes me feel happy. Field mice.
Field mice, not
Field
mice.
No, that makes
Rodent
me feel...
mice.
This is, in the English countryside, the little field
Vermin
mice.
mice.
Of course, people underneath have written, that's got plastics in it. So you
What
can't
next?
escape.
They're going to be breakdancing at the Olympics?
Oh, yeah, you just can't escape it, can you? There's lawsuits now involved with, or not lawsuits, petitions.
Well, what for?
Oh, I don't even want to get
Petitions
into
for
it.
what? The mice or the
No,
breakdancing?
petitions for the breakdancing.
Oh, for
that she
God's sake,
didn't
let it
audition
go.
correctly. Let it go.
Who cares? I don't care.
Who cares?
Let it go. Like the
Let's
people on
just all
our thing.
breathe.
You know how we posted on Instagram about us defending Ray
Mm.
Gun. People are going, I'm just going, mate, just who cares? Move on. Move on, it's done. She didn't even win, and it doesn't matter if
She
someone
got
else...
0 points, so,
Yeah.
if you don't like
matter.
her, there's your result.
She's become a meme. That's what it is. I think people have too much say these days,
Mm.
perhaps.
Says a man with a big open mouth for 3 hours a day.
I've been doing this since 1990. What else am I going to do? This is my job.
This isn't my job to find you a new job. Do you want to work as a tennis ball and have little mice live in your
You know what? I'm going to
wilds of
work.
Wimbledon?
My mate Damo runs a slipway. I want to go and work down there.
Do
work
you?
with Sailor Jerry, just scraping boats, and you just work on the water all day. And there's just adventures to be had every day. That's what I'm going to do.
You don't have adventures.
There's always adventures. Because Damo will ring me and he'll say, mate, boat's about to sink. Are you in? I'll go, yeah, let's go.
This is like Famous Five.
And then we get in his big punt and we head off there and then
18 beers later,
there's
something
always
happens.
beers involved, and then you rescue the boat, and then you come back and you go, how good's that? No stress.
That's nice.
No people go, me. You know. Anyway, action-packed show
So
today.
much for us cheering people up.
That's all the bad news. I'm going to have a panic attack. It's Thursday, footy tipper, mystery footy tipper makes its return.
Well, do you want to get into the Magnificent Seven?
Yes.
Let's do it. Here's question 1. An iced Vovo is a type of what?
Jam Nation. We have for you the Magnificent Seven. There are 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say...
I'm conflicted about the weather. Is it raining or is that fog?
There's a little bit of a bit from column A and a bit from column B.
Well, that's your weather report right there.
Tony's in Seven Hills.
Hi, Tony.
Good morning. How are we going?
Great.
Very well.
What's the weather like in Seven Hills, Tony? We're at the harbour here in North Sydney. Give us the Seven Hills report.
Yeah, as you said, Jonesy, a bit rainy and a bit foggy.
There you go. Bit from column A, bit from column B.
Question 1 for you, Tony. An iced Vovo is a type of what?
Type of biscuit.
Yeah, when's the last time you had one? Everyone says they're so iconic,
Yeah.
but I haven't bought a packet of them for 100 years. Have you, Tony?
I'm more a Tim Tam fan myself.
Yeah. Straight to the A game.
Are you straight to the Tim Tam? I'm straight to the Kingston, I think.
I went away last weekend with the pals, and we had those digestive biscuits, the Wheaton digestive biscuits.
That's a sign of age.
How good are those things? You got the choc on the top.
That's a chocolate Wheaton.
That's a chocolate Wheaton, but there's a digestive that they make, and it's called digestive.
Oh, okay. Good eye. That's when you're old.
It is. What nationality is fashion designer Donatella Versace?
Italian.
Yes, she is. Which brings us to Monster Mash, Tony.
Let's kick off this Monster Mash.
We've mashed 2 songs together. What are they?
Yes, I've been flying, but when I come back, no. 'Cause there's nothing you can teach, that I can't learn from Mr. Hathaway.
What are those 2 songs, you reckon, Tony?
Amy Winehouse and Wham.
Yeah, we're going to need more information.
Need the
Tony.
name
What
of the
are
songs.
Wake Me Up Before You Go, and Rehab.
Yeah, you
Wow,
got it. You
Tony.
got it.
There's Amy. There's Georgie.
Question
Ironically,
4.
they're together in rock and roll heaven now.
Are they?
Yeah, well,
Well, they both passed away, but are they hanging out
you
in rock
say-
and roll heaven? Who would know?
well, we talked about this the other day. If you go to rock and roll heaven, you're all musicians and that's a hell of a band, but there's going to be a lot of them. Because you were saying in the afterlife.
Well, I don't know
If
what the
someone-
afterlife is. Is there an A-list roped-off area?
Yeah. Okay, what about this one? Say you lose the love of your life. They die when you're young, and then you meet another person.
Love of your life.
Another love of your life. And then,
What happens? What
then
happens?
you die, and then everyone's dead. Who do you hang with?
Who do you hang with?
So awkward.
It's so awkward. And this
It
is
would
the
be
stuff.
hell.
This is the stuff we were
That's another
saying,
place.
is that when people cross over and talk from the other side, this is the stuff we want to know.
Yeah.
Not, have you eaten enough bread? We were talking about psychics yesterday. We don't want that. Question number 4 for you here, Tony. The plastic tip at the end of a shoelace is known as a what? A zarf, an aglet, or a tittle? A, B, or C?
C.
A tittle? No. That's the little dot above the lowercase of I's and J's.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
We are into the Magnificent Seven. We're up to question number 4.
Question number 4 is going to Natalie in Mossvale. Hello, Natalie.
Hello, guys.
Are you fogged in Mossvale?
I sure am.
Yeah. Thick this morning. Well, question 4, it's multiple choice. The plastic tip at the end of a shoelace is known as a what? Is it a zarf or an aglet? We've established it's not a tittle. What is it?
I think it's an aglet.
Yeah, a zarf, don't you know, is the cardboard coffee sleeve you get around takeaway coffee cups.
I got no time for those things.
Well, you'll burn your fingers if you don't.
I raw dog my coffee.
Do you?
I don't even get a cup. I just get them to pour it in my hands.
I'm getting them to pour it in my mouth. I'm more raw dog than you.
Who is Australia's first saint, Natalie?
Oh, gosh.
Jonesy's been banging on about how some of our staff went to
Gemma Ryan.
a museum in her name. And
we
the
thought you were
cafe
doing
there.
some learning in your spare time, but no, you were just down there for a cheap meal.
Yeah, I wanted some soup, which was really nice, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was great.
Good to know. Do you know who the first saint was?
Is it
Yes,
Mary McKillop?
That's
yeah, it
the
is
one.
Mary.
It's
Who
Saint
goes to
Mary
a
McKillop.
museum for the soup?
I would.
You go to a museum for the soup.
Of course I would.
You go to the Louvre for a croissant and a coffee.
Yes, no, I would. Of course I would. And the gift shop. Until last year, Natalie, Which two car companies famously went head-to-head at the Bathurst 1000?
Ford and Holden.
That's it. Question 7.
Who's hosting this year's Logies, Natalie?
They're on Sunday.
I think he's going to be the next Bert Newton. He's going to do it for 50 years because he was really good last year.
I'm pleased that I don't have to care about the L word.
Sam Payne.
Yes, it is Sam Payne. We love him.
Is someone feeding you the information, Natalie? It doesn't matter if they are.
I don't know. Here's the answer.
That's okay.
And that's okay too. Sam's on our show tomorrow.
Are you sad that you're not going to the Logies this year?
No, and I was invited if I wanted to go. I think the ABC
really?
invited me, which was nice of them. But I thought I'm not in the zone. Maybe next year.
I don't mind going because I'm all care, no responsibility. I know a lot of people there, but, it's a Sunday night. It is hard.
Yeah, and I think I'll probably go next year because I've got some TV projects coming.
Oh, okay, good. Excellent. Well, okay, we'll diarise that then.
Please.
You're going to take that Monday off next year.
I never have.
Congratulations, Natalie. You've won the jam packets all coming away. $150 to spend on dinner at Hurricanes Grill. Feast at Hurricanes Grill, Circular Quay, Brighton, the Sands, Castle Hill, Pyrmont and Bankstown. In-season passes for you and 3 friends to see The Fabulous 4, starring Susan Sarandon and Bette Midler in cinemas right now. And Jonesy and Amanda Carriage, choose fit to colour and some standard pencils. Anything you'd like to add to this, Nat?
Just thank you. That's awesome.
Nat, you are welcome.
Well done.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Something's wrong.
There's no sound.
Press a few of these buttons. You haven't switched it on. Oh, silly me.
I'm going to flick through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 1976, ABBA, ever heard of them? They released their hit Dancing Queen. This is interesting. It was one of the late Queen Elizabeth's favourite songs. Apparently, when the song was played at a Windsor Castle event, she said, I always try to dance when this song comes on because I'm the Queen and I like to dance. Dancing
right,
Queen.
Yeah.
Luckily, she didn't hear the song Killer Queen because her reign may have been a little different.
Well, that was that nut there. What was her one? It was in Blackadder.
Elizabeth I.
Yeah, she would chop off people's heads as soon as they look at you.
Well, let's pray that the Queen never will do that. That sentence made no sense.
I thought it was good.
Thank you. Let's play the song.
Jam Nation.
Jam's London Cab. But that's the Clash, Amanda.
We have a London cab.
Yeah.
We have a cab that's been decked out. It's been wrapped in our dolly faces. And don't be startled if you see it on the road. It's going to be making its way around the streets of Sydney. And from Monday, would you like to get a lift in it? This is the thing. If you've got a special event you need to get to, if you've got an appointment, if you need a lift to the airport, whatever it is, if you're going to take a cab, take our J&A London cab. So one morning next week, it could be you. Tell us your story, why you need a ride in our Jonesy and Amanda London cab, and we'll take you there and back.
Mm-hmm. You might need it on Monday after boozing on at the Logies when you're not even there.
That could happen. Is that what you're planning?
I should check if I got an invite to it. I haven't been checking my emails lately.
That must be it.
I looked at it, there's 70,000 emails, and I thought, that's too much.
It's too much.
I can't
I'm sure I've won the Nigerian lottery in there somewhere.
I'll have to have a look.
But have a look on our
How do you do
website
it?
At Jonesy and Amanda. Tell us why you need the London cab. And as of next Monday, every day someone's going to get to and from where they need to be.
To and from?
Yep, in our London cab.
Great.
Unreal.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Did you watch ACA last night?
No, I didn't.
I love ACA. We've always loved it. Many reasons, but largely it's just for the promos. We love the promos. We love the ultrasound ogre.
Pregnant mums' most treasured moment, but they're all fake. Hundreds of women fleeced by Australia's ultrasound ogre.
We like the cul-de-sac creeps.
Oh, yes.
The cul-de-sac of creeps. Welcome to Corella Place, where 65 convicted sex offenders live together in the one street.
Let's just say we like alliteration. That's what we like.
Would that be a bad thing if they're all together in one street? Because then you say, kids, don't go near there.
Yeah, it's the only place people can afford to live, though.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Would you buy on the cul-de-sac of creeps?
No,
it's
Brendan.
cheap?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, the sleaze of squeeze.
Yeah.
The sleaze of squeeze. Sexual harassment on a stepladder. Lynn's only 4.5 feet tall, and when she climbed up to reach something at work, her boss Laurie would grope her bottom with both hands.
Not one hand, both hands.
Laurie would head home to the cul-de-sac of creeps after a hard day's work. Remember that time the serial pervert...
Con man.
And remember that time he was running down the street and the journalist was having a go at him, and the journalist actually got him to say serial pervert con
Don't call
man.
me a serial pervert con man.
You have no idea who I am.
We have no idea who you are. You're a serial pervert con man.
The wrong thing. You would have got this place cleaned up.
Serial pervert con man, aren't you? That's who you are.
I'm a serial pervert con man. Little dog.
Do you know what's wrong with serial pervert con man?
He went to the cul-de-sac of Greece.
There's no alliteration. It upsets me.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And I was a bit worried since Tracy had left ACA and Ali had taken over.
But maybe someone else is in charge of the promo department now.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about that, but no. A ray of sunshine last night with Dan, the gingerbread man.
Catching the gingerbread man.
Can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man.
This isn't a fairy tale ending, Daniel, is it?
Daniel's dodging investors.
This gingerbread man's about to be eaten.
Time's up, Dan. Time's up, Dan.
He's a scumbag, really, to tell you the truth.
A current affair next.
Why is he a gingerbread man? Because his name is Dan? Is he making gingerbread?
No, I don't know. But they had the animation. They had everything.
They have everything. Great.
Tonight on ACA.
Coming up, drugs, prostitutes, and a very expensive steak.
Ooh. The cafe on the cul-de-sac of creeps.
Jam
Nation.
We're just at a grab right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Coin, cash.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Try and understand it. You've got 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. You get all the questions right, $1,000.
Do you want to make it $2,000? All you have to do is answer a bonus question, but it's double or nothing.
Louise is in Sutherland.
Hi, Louise.
Hi. Good morning.
Oh, we've been trying to give away money. Let's see if we can do it with you, okay?
All right. Okay.
Now, you know how this works. 10 questions, 60 seconds.
Yep.
Say pass if you're not sure. We usually have time to come back to them all, okay?
Yes.
Louise,
Come on, Louise.
Good
Come
luck.
on.
Here we go. Focus, because here's question number 1. Traditionally, what colour are carrots?
Orange.
Question 2. How many sides does a square have?
4.
Question 3. What instrument does a pianist play?
A piano.
Question 4. In which Australian city would you find Flinders Street Station?
In Melbourne.
Question 5. True or false, the most common car colour is white?
True.
Question 6. Which fictional character's nose grows every time he lies?
Pinocchio.
Question 7. What does WWW stand for?
World Wide Web.
Question 8. Ice Ice Baby is a song written by which American artist?
Pass.
Question 9. If you're having an espresso, what are you drinking?
A coffee.
Question 10. Watergate famously involved which US president?
Pass.
Back to question 8. Ice Ice Baby is a song written by which American artist?
Vanilla Ice.
Question 10. Watergate involved which US president?
Bush.
Bum.
Before Bush.
It was Richard Nixon. Oh, Louise. We came down to question 10.
You're well on your way.
Oh, Louise, you did really well. $100 to be getting on with, but it's...
Thank you.
You gave us a
Thank you so
satisfying...
much.
It was a satisfying game, Louise. You brought a vibe, and we thank you for that. $100 for your groceries.
Oh, well, that was close.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
podcast.
What do you know of Prince Albert? Not the Prince Albert.
The piercing?
Not the piercing. Prince Albert and Princess Charlene.
I know nothing about them. Are they English?
No, they're from Monaco. He is Princess Grace's son.
Yes.
And he had a number of children.
According to Billy Joel, Princess Grace, something, we didn't start the fire.
Do you know all your history and all your life through the words of popular songs?
It comes from Billy Joel, the teachings according to Billy.
Well, Prince Albert was the young kind of rakish bachelor until he wasn't. He went bald and a bit podgy. But he had a lot of illegitimate children. He had babies all over the place, but none of them were official heirs. And that's what matters in terms of the Principality of Monaco continuing its kingdom. Mm-hmm. So he married Princess Charlene in, when was it? In the mid-2000s, I think, sometime around then. And from the minute they got together, it's been fraught because she was a beautiful Olympic swimmer, South African, tall and blonde, gorgeous. But remember on the eve of the wedding, she apparently tried to do a runner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
So from the minute, and then they don't seem to live together. She doesn't turn up to a lot of things, and suddenly she does. From the moment they've been together, they've been fraught with rumours that they're splitting up. But she has had twins, so she's done her job. Having said that, they are still a couple. They married in 2011. But when they first met in 2000, Prince Albert said it wasn't love at first sight. And for a big famous couple not to pretend is interesting, isn't it? He said they first met in 2001 or 2000. We didn't fall in love then, he said, and I didn't see Charlene again for several years. I thought she was an excellent swimmer. She was friendly, cheerful and approachable. That's sexy, isn't it? You're friendly, you're cheerful and approachable. That's very,
You'll do.
You'll do. So they waited a number of years before then they got together and then went on to have this relationship together. But often relationships don't start with love at first sight. But I like the idea of couples who really have dramatic things happen at the beginning that causes them to have a huge amount of dislike.
Totally ruled them out.
Yeah, that's right. You totally ruled them out. So the tribal drum is going to beat for It Wasn't Love at First Sight.
It must have been.
We want the stories where you kind of hated each other or he spewed in your lap or something.
you had a giant neck tattoo and you thought, I'm never going to go with that guy.
Yeah, what was it?
Jam Nation.
The tribal drum is beating It Wasn't Love at First Sight.
It must have been.
Well, for many people it's not, but for some couples, and I find it fascinating, you had a huge dislike when you first met or something went terribly wrong and then suddenly it went right. How bad was it before it got good?
Eva has joined us.
Hi, Eva.
Good morning, Jonesy, Amanda.
Tell us the beginning of your relationship.
Well, I went to this party and as I was walking out on the landing, there was a keg of beer and a half a glass of beer sitting there. As I was introduced to this person, as I stepped forward to shake his hand, kicked his beer over. His first words to me was, "You kicked me frigging beer over." And I thought, what a total asshole he was. Then we had a knife fight later on in the evening.
A knife fight?
An ice.
Oh, right.
Throwing
Ice fight.
ice.
Oh, okay, right.
Yes. And 40 years later, 3 children, 5 grandkids.
Wow.
There you go.
So by the end of the night, was the ice fight the flirtation?
Maybe.
Oh.
Could have been.
You kicked my friggin' beer over. Was that mentioned in the wedding speeches?
I think in the, yes, I think it was.
Yeah, because that's a phrase for the ages.
Yeah, you kicked my friggin' beer over.
Love it. Thanks, Eva.
Good on you. Donna's joined us.
Hi, Donna. What happened? How did it start?
Oh, hi, Jonesy and Amanda. Well, I was in the Army Reserve and my husband was, husband now, is an Army officer, warrant officer, and we did an exercise and anyway, at the end of the exercise, I wrote home to my parents and said that I had met the Antichrist. So, because he just yelled at us all the time and made us march and be real soldiering stuff. Anyway, so fast forward another year later and I was down working one day and he came running in and said, right, Private Bell, come with me. So I just jumped up and went with him. Had to do all this driving around places, go to this depot and he goes, are you right to drive this car back to the depot? I said, no, I can't because I can't drive a manual. He goes, what do you mean you can't drive a manual? I'm going, I don't know. And he's like, we're arguing there and he's a warrant officer, I'm a private. And he's looking at me and goes, you've got 10 minutes to drive practice in this car park. So I practiced in the car park and I drove the vehicle home, but he gave me a kiss to wish me good luck, and that was the start.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Gave you a kiss for good luck.
He gave me a kiss for good luck because, and I broke the vehicle driving home, but anyway.
So
you married the Antichrist.
I did. I did.
Are you allowed to do that if he's the officer and you're the private?
This is probably some years ago before all those rules came in.
A long time ago. You can't help it.
And this is what's hard. This is what's hard. I met my husband in the workplace. This is what's really hard is that now there's all these rules. It's not as easy now to do all that kind of stuff. Get a kiss in the car park.
Kiss in the private.
A kiss in the...
Thank you, Donna.
Hello, Matt.
Good morning, legends. How are we?
Very well. How did it start for you?
I met this young lady years ago. I was actually buying a bit of weed off her old man at the time, and I asked her out one night, and she said, no worries, and I'm going into town. I'll meet you in town tonight, and I went into town thinking, beauty, and lo and behold, I got stood up. And, it turns out 20 years later, after a failed marriage, on a online chat site, and we started chatting. And it wasn't until we actually met up to have lunch one day that we realised who each other were.
Oh.
And,
why did she stood you up?
She got too drunk and couldn't get out of the car. Her and a girlfriend. And, we still joke about it now. And, 20-odd years later, we met up online and, we've been married now for 10 years. And
love it. Right. So, Matt, if you think if she'd got out of that car and met you, would it have happened then, or do you think you needed all that life experience before you could be together?
I think she would have run a million miles if we had got back together then, to be honest, Amanda, because I was pretty young and wild and, it wasn't until we met up and we sort of got talking and
you
said,
needed that time.
so-and-so, and I said, yeah, and she said, oh, that's my dad and that's my brother, and I know who you are.
I've picked up some weed from him. It's pretty good.
What a good story.
She was so drunk she got back in the car and drove home. Thank you, Matt.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
Podcast.
Coffee?
Coffee! I need coffee. Extra strong.
All I have is tequila and coffee liqueur.
Make it a double.
Bunch of controversy in the NRL with the newspapers today. You're just reading the story. You got the Latrell Mitchell thing, controversial enough that he's allegedly looked to be inhaling a white substance.
There's a woman in the photograph who said, that's a bad picture of me.
Yeah.
You done me wrong.
Done me dirty.
Done me dirty.
So that's the controversy because they're wondering who leaked this photo of Latrell, and so Dubbo's gone crazy. Then there's the Kyle Flanagan story.
Yeah, he's got, he's banned until the finals, a 4-week ban that'll take him out until the finals kick in.
I've watched that over and over again. Originally, I thought Kieran Foran was getting smashed on top of him and his mouth was open, but it looks a little bit...
It's like they're pashing off.
I've
watched it in close-up and I'm trying to see where the kiss ends and the bite begins, and it's all a little bit arousing.
And then... I was just, and this really triggered me, this particular story about Les Boyd going into the Hall of Fame.
Is that happening?
That's happening.
Tell me the history of Les Boyd.
He played for Manly, was like one of the hard men of the game, and a lot of people at the time used to say he's a very dirty player, and he got suspended for 1,000 million years.
What era was this?
In the 70s through 80s. Okay. But in State of Origin famously broke Daryl Broman, the big man's jaw.
Oh.
And Daryl Broman went on to sue Les Boyd. Because it took him out of the season for the rest of the...
So he personally sued him?
And then famously, and this is where the triggering bit comes in, many years ago, 2007, I think, I was just listening to the Continuous Call team because I used to love listening to those guys. And you know when you can hear something unfurling on the radio? And they got to talking about Les Boyd and Daryl Broman was on the show. And then the late Bob Fulton called Daryl Broman a coward for suing Les Boyd. And you know when I can remember I was loading wood into a ute down at Taralga and I thought, hang on a minute. It gives me chills and that's what the beauty of radio, but when you can put that time and place.
So what did that trigger when he called him a coward for suing him?
The big man took his headphones off and walked out of the studio. And that I'm pretty sure, because Bob Fulton has since passed away, I'm pretty sure they patched up before he passed away, but certainly hasn't patched up with Les Boyd.
And Les Boyd's being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and Daryl actually posted, he said, well, hang on, how's this guy, go into the Hall?
Still there.
It still stings, but it's a brutal game, isn't it?
Well, speaking of football, we have our mystery footy tipper coming up next.
Also, pub test, speaking of footy, this is going to be, we might as well get Rex Mossop back. We might as well get him back and just have Controversy Corner because we've got the pub test.
Regarding the North Sydney Bears going to Western Australia, what do you think?
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation Podcast.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Ups for the pub test. Today, North Sydney Bears in Western Australia. Does it pass the pub test?
Well, more than 25 years since they last played in the competition, an agreement has finally been reached to resurrect them. This has been happening a bit over the years, different options coming forward. This one is happening now. It's understood they're going to be considered the Perth Bears. Oh, no, they were going to be considered the Perth Bears, but now they're going for the Western Bears.
So they're going from North Sydney Bears to the Western Bears.
The Western Bears will wear the old North Sydney colours. And they could play at least one token home game in their spiritual home.
North Sydney Oval.
North Sydney Oval. Interesting, isn't it? Because I'm just reading some of the comments here.
Are people into it? I'm into it.
Well, it's easy for you to be into it because you weren't a Bears fan. If you're a Bears fan, how do you feel about
I'll
it being
say
a
this,
Perth
if they
team?
move the Sharks to Perth, I'd still support the Sharks.
Would you?
Yeah, because, during the pandemic, didn't you feel that, like, a lot of the games weren't even getting played at the home ground anymore? You know, league, for it to grow, it has to grow further.
But why then call it the Bears? What, like,
because it's sentimental. People get into
sentimental
the
for people in Sydney.
Yeah, but it's sentimental for...
Well, people in Perth, I'm just reading these comments. I have
What
no
does
opinion
Perth
on this.
say?
Some people in Perth are saying it's a spit in the face to NRL fans in Perth who aren't given a clean slate, who can't start again.
So they want a new, like, the Western... But they did the Western Reds. Remember, MG went over to the Western Reds, and that was their tilt into making it truly the national game. Having said that, though, I think it was before its time when they tried to do that. These days, people are more... we're better with it now.
Are we? This is another interesting comment.
I think I am.
Someone from Perth is saying there's lots of Kiwis, Northern English and Easterners in Perth, so I'm sure the team would do as well as any other expansion team. We'll take on a new team and we don't care if it's heritage because that was years ago.
Will they be taking the team song with them?
The Bears, the mighty Bears are wearing the red and black.
Wow, if that doesn't fire you up.
Hang on.
When they attack. And every bear that ever there was is gathered here for certain because today's the day the Bears will have a victory.
I'm sure you get the toddlers in.
A men who play the game.
A picnic basket?
Hang on.
It's getting all the ants going.
Oh, now you've missed it.
The North Sydney Bears in Western Australia. How do you feel? Does this pass the pub test?
Jam Nation.
Our last mystery footy tipper was Trish Johns with a score of 6 out of 8.
She did pretty well,
the
didn't she?
matriarch of the Johns family.
Yeah.
She did very well. It's round 24 of the NRL. Today,
I'm kind of a big deal.
they have sold over 1.2 million records across their 20-year career. They have 3 ARIA chart-topping albums and have been nominated for 17 ARIA awards. He is amongst one of the elite Australian artists. Are we talking about Pete Murray?
Seen better days. You think you're so beautiful. Imagine everything. Pick me up, you pick me up.
How good is he? But what does he know about his NRL?
Wow.
Well, I would like to think I'm fairly up to, a high standard of the NRL.
Of the tipping? You used to play, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to play. Yeah, I grew up in Chinchilla and played for the Bulldogs out there, Chinchilla Bulldogs. So big rugby league town.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I remember listening to the radio for the first Origin when it came on out there for the first couple of years before it was on TV. Massive big league fan.
Mm-hmm.
And who's you? I'm looking at the list. I can't see the Chinchilla Bulldogs playing in the NRL.
I don't know why they're not in the competition.
It's quite
a very strong
outrageous,
team.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So who do you support now? Who are you into?
Well, can I tell a little bit of story about how I got into the team?
of course.
So it's the Roosters. Mm-hmm. I have 2 teams, but the Roosters first. In the 1980 grand final, I was 10 or 11, and I was watching Canterbury Bulldogs play the Roosters, and I was actually going for the blue and white team because I
the
just
doggies.
So I was going for those guys, and they won, and I thought that was really good. But then I felt sorry for the Roosters. I actually went, I prefer their jerseys, their colours. And so I started going for them. I felt sorry. Yeah.
Like
And
you
that was
picked a
it.
side like how Amanda picks a side.
Well, that's right. You go for the colours, you go for the, who you feel like. But suddenly you make a decision and bang, all these years later you're still going
But it's
for
at
them.
that age, isn't it, that 10 or 11 you're imprinted with your club.
And the thing I liked about those guys is they didn't change their jerseys, where a lot of other clubs were changing their jerseys. So I'm kind of like traditionalist, and I like the way that they stuck to it.
I find that they change their jerseys too much now. They've got that, and I understand, so when they do, Penrith in pink, and that's for breast cancer awareness and stuff, which is great. But then sometimes they have an away jersey and a home
confusing,
jersey.
isn't it?
And then one day I was watching, and I watched the Titans playing the Sharks one time, and they pretty much had the similar jersey. Yeah. And I went, Yays, try. And they said, no, Dad, that's the wrong team.
Yeah.
And I'm going, well, come on, let's make it simple.
I do have another team that I go for, and that's the Panthers as well. And I started going for those guys in the 91. It's always grand finals I go for these teams. They lost the first year against the Raiders.
Yep.
90 or 91, whatever it was.
89. Yeah.
Anyway, and then 91, I think they won.
Well, they won.
And I was like, I went for that. So I started going for those guys as well. So I have 2 teams.
Well, what if the Panthers are playing the Roosters? What does your heart tell you?
That's a tough one.
Well, let's see who's playing this weekend. So we're kicking off tonight, Panthers and Storm. What are you picking?
Panthers.
Okay.
Panthers all the way.
They're fair enough.
Without a doubt. Panthers.
Manly, Seagulls versus the Warriors. Manly had a win last week. I'm not too sure how the Warriors went.
Both in pretty good form, but I'm going to go Manly for this one.
Okay.
Rightio.
And then Roosters and Eels Friday night.
Roosters.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Done. Bulldogs and the Dolphins on Saturday.
Where's that game? It's not at home because
it's in Bundaberg.
Yeah, Bundaberg, Queensland.
Ooh, okay. I think the Doggies are going to get up for that.
Doggies are just...
Yeah, they're looking good.
Did you see they won last week? It was like they'd won the grand final. Belmore went mental.
Well, for their fans, it's a big deal.
Yeah, and they've got some great players they've just got this year. So, look, they're looking good. Bulldogs for that one.
And then also on Saturday, Cowboys and the Raiders.
I'm a Queenslander, so I'll go for the Cowboys.
Okay. And Tigers and Rabbitohs.
Rabbits.
Bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bit of controversial swirling around the bunnies at the moment.
Sunday, Dragons and the Titans.
I think the Titans are going to be up for that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then rounding it out,
Here we
Jonesy's team, the Sharks and the Knights.
Yeah, I like the Sharks.
Sharks.
Yeah.
Sharks had a top game against the Dolphins last week. Because a lot of people had written off the Sharks. People go, what happened to your Sharks? I said, they'll come back.
They will come back. Yeah, I think they've got a lot of strength in that side, so yeah.
So you know it.
And while you're here, who's the pick for the grand final?
At this stage, I think Panthers Storm.
Oh, do you?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You guys seem very shocked.
Look at
sorry, you know what? I did forget about the Roosters there for a second. Because they have been in good form too. Look, I'm going to go. It's going out of those three teams, I think.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And what
They'll
about
have a thruple in the final.
I got a nasty glare from you then. So.
Yeah, have you forgotten your roots?
Yeah, I know. I was sorry. I need a bit of a kick in the shin.
Yeah. It's always better to get if I'm not getting the nasty glare, you're getting it.
That's right.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Pete, it's great to talk to you. By the way, you're performing right now, opening weekend of the Night at the Barracks, now at nightatthebarracks.com.au.
When's the opening weekend? When does that happen?
14th of September.
Brilliant.
Oh, okay. I thought it was this weekend. Well, that's good. There's plenty of time.
Plenty of time, yeah. And look, I'm looking forward to playing this gig. The venue is incredible. So I from what I've seen just online, but an amazing month of shows that they put on for that time.
And forget that, your opening weekend. That's all we need to know.
It's just
opening weekend's going to be by far the best.
Of course it will. Of course it will.
Yeah.
Pete, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation.
Podcast.
We're not gonna take it. I want you to get up right now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. North Sydney Bears in WA. Does it pass the pub test?
Yes, more than 25 years since they last played in the competition, an agreement has finally been reached to resurrect the team. They're going to be known as the Western Bears, and they will be based in Perth.
Yeah. I would say if your side had a chance of coming back and you had no side, I'd rather them be in Western Australia than not at all.
But what if you're from Perth and there's a new team? Why not start afresh? Why are they taking the same jerseys?
I think they're leaning into the sentimentality because during
we
COVID...
have the sentimentality, not them.
Yeah, I know, but then people will say... But it's like South Melbourne, the Sydney Swans, when they came up here. It's that sort of... You've got an established brand... You know, and
did many of those people follow them for here?
There's a lot of, and there's people in South Melbourne that like the Sydney Swans. You know, that worked. And come on, they've got a catchy team song.
The Bears, the mighty Bears are wearing the red and black.
If that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what does.
What do you think?
North Sydney Bears in Western Australia, does it pass the pub test?
I love the Bears. I'd love to see them back in the comp, but I don't like them in WA. What's next? Newtown Jets in Adelaide? Nah. Bring back the Bears, but leave them in Sydney.
No, it definitely doesn't. It's North Sydney, it's not West Sydney Bears. There should be enough money there for everybody to pay for them. To go to West Australia, that is a dud.
Melbourne's got a side, Queensland's got a couple of sides. Why not take one to Western Australia? They've got football players, why not take it over that side? I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it passed the pub test.
No, it doesn't, because the Bears for North Sydney weren't just a football team. There are a number of other sporting codes. Let WA create their own NRL team, and far out, guys, that song's going to be stuck in my head all day, so thanks so much.
Yeah, sorry, me too.
The Bears, the mighty Bears are wearing the red and black.
Where there's a man.
It's all there.
Jam Nation.
Well, it's been a monumental year for Missy Higgins. A tour, a brand new album, both called The Second Act, and the release of her deeply personal single, A Complicated Truth. This has been 20 years since she hit the scene with her song Scar, which debuted at number 1 on the ARIA charts. And we can announce with great excitement that Missy's going to be recognised for her extraordinary talent. She's going to be inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame this year in November. Missy, hello and congratulations.
Hello, thank you so much.
It's about time. 20 years.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still, I think I'm the youngest person to be inducted in. So, you know, I haven't particularly been expecting it to happen at this point. I thought that it was going to be something that happened when I was at least 50
an
or
old
60.
coot.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
A few more wrinkles.
Because you're not, how old are you? You're like about 30, aren't you? Feels
Well,
like
thank you very much. It must be a good Zoom filter I've got going on. But I'm 40.
Are you
Wow.
On. In what world did Missy? So Scar came out when you were 20. I remember that because I just
Yes.
And I've got this like my little personal Apple Play thing, and Scar comes up, and I just and I find myself singing along like you, not like you, but then my wife, because I got the headphones, she goes, "Are you all right? Is there something?"
Well, you've got such a distinctive voice. Was there ever pressure along the way to not sound so you?
Yeah, in the beginning, when I was recording my first album, I remember the producer I was working with said that my Aussie accent was a bit grating and asked if I could tone it down a bit. And I've always been pretty headstrong, so I was just like, screw you, I'm going to dial it up even more now.
Go full Steve Irwin.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, your sliding door moment was when you were 15 years old and you won Triple J's Unearthed competition. Would you have been in this position no matter what, or do you see that as a door that opened that otherwise couldn't have?
I have no idea. I often wonder that myself. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have kept making music and kept singing. I mean, my dream was to just sing in front of a lot of people, but I thought that was going to be jazz music because that's what I started out singing in my brother's band. And then I started writing my own songs later. So I would have just been pretty happy to keep just singing, even if it was cover songs, because that's what I love doing, singing and performing. And
when you do covers, what is your thing? What do you love singing if you're singing someone else's stuff?
I love taking songs that are really different from my own, especially with like a male voice, because it's quite easy. It's easier to make it my own,
You could do like a bit of James Rain. There's a unique singing style.
Or a bit of Joe Dolce, Shut Up Your Face. Maybe he's still waiting to get around to
I don't record Joe Dolce.
I should have done some Kevin Bloody Wilson.
A Complicated Truth, it's a pretty raw song about your own marriage breakdown. How hard is it to write a song like that and then perform it? Is it cathartic? Or sometimes you think, I just can't deal with this?
It's been amazing because I've been on the road for 5 months now, and playing these songs every night has been so cathartic. Like at the beginning of the tour, during rehearsals, I was just breaking down, crying, literally just saying, I don't know how I'm going to do this every night. And now that we've just finished the tour, it feels like I've just processed so much, because all the songs on the new album are incredibly raw and incredibly vulnerable. And at the beginning of the tour, that was really hard, but really beautiful to do every night, but very intense. And by the end of it, I just felt like I was telling my story, but it didn't have that real pain to it that it did at the beginning. So, yeah, it's been an incredibly therapeutic experience playing these songs every night.
Well, you look good for it. You
look great. Even though you said
40.
you're just out of the shower, you look about 10.
Missy's fresh out of the shower.
Miguel Maestre, who I worked with on a TV show called The Living Room, he's a Spanish chef, and he speaks, he's always loved you, but when he was a chef who wasn't on TV, and he said hello to you, and you had a photo with him, and you were the nicest celebrity he has ever met. And this is the week.
Oh, really?
And this is the week after Pink was there. And he said, the restaurant has stayed open for her. And he said, can we have a photo? And she said, I don't have photos with randoms on my day off. And so you turned his head around about how you should be. And now when people approach him, he thinks about that and how nice and kind you were.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so lovely.
There you go.
Oh, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, it meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to hear that you're an a-hole.
You don't want to
do
hear that you don't have photos
No,
with
I
randoms.
like hearing that I'm nicer than pink.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a bit competitive.
Yeah, quite right.
You're going to be performing at the Logies. Good luck with that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's the first time I will have gone to the Logies, and me and my band are very excited.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Who are we going to see?
Yeah.
Well, will you
Yeah,
still see
it'd be
Daryl
nice.
Summers? Who knows?
If Molly comes up to you, just,
I think I'm going to, if Molly comes up to me, I think I'm going to give him a big cuddle.
that's the way to go.
That's the way to
do
go.
it. You can watch the Arias this November 20 on Stan, and make sure you listen to Missy's new album, The Second Act. It's out on September 6th. Missy Higgins, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation podcast. You hungry?
Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
It's not a bad taco, though.
Just fall off the bone. That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
Time for TikTok Tucker. This is where we make food from TikTok and we eat it.
Today, we're making a soup. It's soup weather, isn't it, don't you think?
I like soup.
I love soup, as you know.
Not as a main meal, though.
Oh, how can soup not be a main meal? Do you
Let's
have
not
soup
do
as an
this
entree?
now. Soup's an entree. If you took me out for dinner, you're going to wine and dine me, and you gave me soup, I'd say, well, where's the main course?
But what about at home?
Yeah, I would never get served soup as a main meal at home.
Oh, you'd never get served soup as... Who are you living in a castle? Who serves you your dinner at home? Anyway, the interesting main ingredient of this soup, it's Italian soup, is, have a look at this, frozen pizza.
Yep.
We have frozen pizza.
We're in the kitchen, by the way.
I know,
That's
we're in
why
our
this all
kitchen.
is-
Lots of people are talking. Hi, Robbie. Shush, shush, shush. We're cooking on the radio.
Well, don't get stern with
I'm not
everyone
getting
else.
stern. I love Robbie. You know that.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are.
And she
we
works
have
in finance too, so...
Yeah, oh, there goes your pay this week.
Well, hang on, why I'm not the one that's being stern.
So here's bits of the salami are falling off. Look at that. We put
you
our
bake your
frozen pizza
in a pan.
in a pan. So we put it into a pan.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to turn it up. So we heat the pizza.
Yep.
Now, when that's heating, it's beeping now because we've got to turn it on this hot plate on. There's a plus.
Yeah. It's a new
That's right.
kitchen.
There we are. It's heating now.
Mm.
Well, just get a little bit of heat going, because the other interesting ingredient, you must be wondering how a pizza is going to be a soup.
Yeah.
So it must have some moisture in there somewhere. That moisture is this. Go under the tap.
What are you doing?
Put water over it.
What are you doing? You're ruining the pizza.
That's how it goes. So,
you're putting water on the pizza.
Putting water on the pizza.
So what?
So there's frozen pizza
I don't
in the
understand.
bottom of the saucepan. Give it a bit of a heat. Now we actually are going to cook that in water.
I see.
And so when that has softened up, we break it up. And then once it's broken up, and it's cooked a bit more, we blitz it, add other things, and somehow, bizarrely, turn it into a soup. The world's most fattening soup made with pizza. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Right, so we're just cooking on that now.
We're cooking on this thing now. We're heating this up.
Mm-hmm. Did you say we were breaking up?
You and I breaking up.
You just said it.
Let's put it on max.
Yeah, because I think you got the child lock on.
Have I?
Yep. There's a child lock. It's designed for kids.
Let's get the kids in and they can fix it. Anyway, we're going to be cooking.
It's working.
The pizza is soaking. It's going to start bubbling. And once that has simmered and softened up, we blitz it, we add other bits and pieces, and then we eat it and see whether it's worth going to all this trouble for a meal that Brendan won't be served at home as a main meal.
So how long will this take?
Oh, probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay, well, let's get Natasha Lee in with the news, and then we'll come back. And what's it called?
This is called Italian soup. And when you just say Italian soup, you don't know the beauty of what's inside it.
Right.
That's what I love.
That's coming up next.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
Podcast.
How the hell do you work this thing?
All you gotta do is press a button. Bang. There we go. You're pressing the wrong button.
It's possibly one of the most fraught episodes of TikTok Tucker. Where have you been?
There's been a thing.
What's happened?
Been a thing.
Have you set fire to the
You know
kitchen?
how simple could it be? There's a frozen pizza, you pour water on it, you boil it up, mush it into a
So
soup.
what happened?
Well, it's an induction, like portable stovetop thing we use.
Yeah.
And you need an induction saucepan.
Oh.
So I've had to swap saucepans.
So
It is.
I
It's
did
happening.
point
It's
that
happening.
out.
Oh, you know, I hate your know-all nature.
I did
Why,
point
when
out-
someone serves you your soup remains. Anyway, Brendan, shut up. It's being resolved and you're going to eat it next.
I come here for the service.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
You hungry?
Starving.
It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad duck of that.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
TikTok Tucker. This is where we make food from TikTok and eat it.
You've wound everyone in the office up.
You know what?
You said, have you tested the blender? Have you got that? Did you?
I just
mind your own
imagine.
business. And you said earlier, I told you it wasn't induction. You didn't.
I
You
did.
said that
I
as we're
said-
3/4 way through. I said, I
said-
don't think it's heating. You
I
didn't
said,
tell us
is
at the
it-
beginning.
Have we checked? Is it in induction?
Why don't you piss
Pan.
off? Anyway, here we are. We are making Italian soup. I wish I had some death cap mushrooms with me. And what we've done, I've got a frozen pizza. I saw this on TikTok. A frozen, and they were just happily doing it without someone in their face.
Well, they probably
without someone
chose
saying,
the
no
right
one
pan."
serves me. Soup is a main. So we had a frozen pizza that went into a saucepan. I poured water on top of it.
Yes.
We are now at this top. It's pretty much slop, so I've broken it up.
Yep.
And I'm going to put some basil in.
Can I just have a look at it?
Here, Brendan.
Oh, that looks like
Are you happy?
slop.
And I'm going to put some basil in.
Yep.
That's probably enough basil. I'm also going to put some.
Yeah.
Just chuck that in like that.
I
I'm
love
going
basil.
Oh, good.
Doesn't last long though, does it?
I'm going to put some garlic in.
Coriander.
Garlic powder.
Yep.
I'm going to put in some oregano.
Oregano. Is it
Some
oregano?
oregano.
It's not a bit of hey man, is it? Might calm things down.
Mightn't it just? I'll give it to you as a suppository. Okay, so what happens now, and I'm going to blend it.
Okay.
And yes, I've tested the blender, Brendan.
Is that an induction blender?
I'm going to test it on your genitals.
Well, the day gets better.
Okay, I'm blending it all up.
Is it on? I can't tell.
Munching it up. I've got to make it soup consistency.
Okay.
The one in TikTok looked a little bit greener, but I think that's because they had more basil. We're getting there now, we're getting there.
Good.
You ready? It's a bit thicker than it should. Let me put some of my water in.
Oh.
I'll put some water. It needs a little bit more water. Probably boiling water, but I'm putting my water bottle water in.
Oh, I don't want cold. I don't want a gazpacho.
I don't care what you think. Like, it just needs to be a bit wetter. There we go. Look, that's better. Okay, what happens now is I'm now going
Do you want a spoon rest for that?
Let's use your face as a spoon rest.
Yeah, use the paper.
I'm going to put some
Right.
in a bowl.
You got a
some
ladle?
for Ryan. It's a bit thicker than normal soup. Some for Brendan, a big chunky one for Brendan, a bit of
Right.
vom for Bren,
Yep.
and a bit for me. And what we do now for a garnish,
Yep.
a little bit of olive oil on the top.
Oh.
Like this, like they do in a restaurant.
Oh, that's-
Although Brendan wouldn't know because he'd rather die than be given soup in a restaurant. Okay,
it's just
okay,
not on me.
Ryan, here's you. Can you pass this one to Brendan? I'll just give a hock in his.
Hock tour.
There's
Lucky
Brendan's. And here's mine. Now let's just recap what we've got. It's a soup. It's a soup. It was a pizza that also had pepperoni on it. Water, blitzed it. I've had basil and some garlic and some oregano.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
Are you ready?
It looks pretty foul.
Let's go.
Okay.
It's got no taste at all.
No, what's happened?
Well, the taste has disappeared in our fight. It is devoid of taste. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It's like I'm eating basil that's been munched. What do you think?
I don't understand it. It looks like spew and it tastes like nothing.
It looks like what I've been coughing up the past couple of days.
Okay.
Oh, Ryan.
That is
No.
a soup that is completely devoid of taste. A whole pizza went into that and it doesn't taste of anything. That is weird. Maybe I diluted it too much when I put the water in.
Maybe it was not using the right induction pan.
Maybe there's not enough genitals in here.
Oh, God. What is that?
You hungry?
Starving. It ain't what you do, it's the way that
Cut
you
yours
do
off.
it.
Ever fancied a mouldy, bacteria-infested slab of meat?
Not a bad duck of that.
Just fall off the bone.
That's what gets results.
Don't eat too much, though. Tends to give you diarrhea.
Well, if you want to try it, all the ingredients, all the directions, apart from the fighting, will be on our socials. Maybe you need to start with a better quality pizza.
Well, or maybe just the right equipment and maybe just...
Just play a song. Go to an ad. Go to an ad. I just don't care. I've lost the will to live.
We'll be back next week.
Will it? Will I?
Jam Nation.
Everybody shout! Come on now, sing out! It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
$20,000 cash. That's what you will win if you're our favourite ghoulie of the year.
What have we got today?
What really gets my ghoulies is how slow the hair on my head seems to grow, but how fast my leg hair seems to grow and how fast hair in other regions seems to grow is just ridiculous. Like, Bush are one of my favourite bands, but this is just a bit much.
You know, I tend to agree. My eyebrows won't grow back from when I was a teenager and plucked them very badly, but a chin hair will grow in about a nanosecond.
Yeah.
What's that about?
It just happens.
It just happens.
Maybe we should just all be bald.
What else have we got?
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda. What gets my ghoulies is when you have friends come to stay over for a few nights, but they apparently like to sleep naked, leaving you with unsightly marks on your best sheets from where they sat on the side of the bed. So for goodness sake, if you don't like wearing pyjamas, then at least wear your undies when staying over. There's definitely no need for any lasting impression.
Oh!
Yeah, also...
Who sleeps nude in someone else's house?
Does anyone sleep nude anymore? I've heard that it's bad. Well, you know, if you have a fire or something, because then you're going to be on the news.
Especially then.
And also check that bush.
And check those stains.
Out with the bad, in with the good. If you dipped out, it doesn't matter. You can always contact us via the iHeartRadio app. It's 4 to 9.
Our favourite caller, email or Facebook friend wins a double pass to see Ice House at the Sydney Coliseum. You get overnight accommodation at the Novotel, dinner at award-winning Shoe by China Doll. This is all happening in September. Book tickets now at the Sydney Coliseum, sydneycoliseum.com.au.
You also get that Jonesy and Amanda tea towel and key ring as well.
Prince Albert of Monaco recently revealed that his romance with the woman who is now his wife, Princess Charlene, wasn't love at first sight. And sometimes you meet your friends, whatever it is. But what if you meet someone and at the beginning you go, oh, as if you could just never picture it? So the tribal drum was beating for it certainly wasn't love at first sight.
It must have been.
Here's Matt from Albion Park.
I met this young lady years ago. I was actually buying a bit of weed off her old man at the time, and I asked her out one night. She said, yeah, no worries, and I'm going into town. I'll meet you in town tonight. And I went into town thinking, beauty, and lo and behold, I got stood up. And it turns out 20 years later, after a failed marriage, on an online chat site, and we started chatting. And it wasn't until we actually met up to have lunch one day that we realised who each other were.
Oh.
And,
why did she stood you up?
She got too drunk and couldn't get out of the car.
And wisely drove home.
But they had a very happy ending.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Ugly Feels next with WSFM's Win Your Way Out of Winter.
We've got the cutting room floor, all the stuff that we couldn't fit into the show. It was such an action-packed show.
And also we'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock for Jam Nation.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over. Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tear, baby, dear, from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.